Hey everybody, Dominic the Drill Instructor. Welcome to the clinic. And Tuesday night, how do you run out a 9-ball rack? How do you win at 9-ball? What is a great strategy? We're going to pick up from where we left off last week about how to run out an 8-ball rack, and there was a lot of great details on there for you. And tonight we want to talk about 9-ball. Now that was pretty unique because I saw the rack in a unique way where I wanted to get back to that 6-ball in that fashion. Yeah, I had to come with a couple of what some of you might have thought were a little bit of a tough shot, but you can actually go back and look at this particular arrangement, the way the rack was set up. It was just a break and run out, but it doesn't always work that way. A lot of times you don't make a ball on the break. Maybe you make a couple of balls on the break, 1 or 2, whatever, and then you can't see your next ball because it's eclipsed by something else. There could be a scratch. There could be a number of reasons why you don't actually run out the rack. So what I'm going to suggest to you is a couple of drills, a couple of real unique key skill thoughts that teach you not only just how to run out a 9-ball rack, how to win at 9-ball. Just like I gave you last week, some really great suggestions on how to run out an 8-ball rack and how to win at 8-ball. I want to talk to you very specifically about how do you win at 9-ball and how do you run out a rack. So first things, let's go ahead and get some of the balls back up on the table. Some people, by the way, I got so many questions about how to rack. How do you rack the 9-ball rack? What do you do? Let me just make a couple of general comments about racking your 9-ball rack, and a couple of misnomers. There's always people out there with ideas that are pretty much far-fetched, and I don't want to get into those right now. They're actually more of a confusion. First things first, okay? After the 1 ball's at the head and the 9's in the middle, I always suggest you put the 3 and the 5 up front, okay? A couple of major reasons. If you're playing a money on the 5-ball and the 9-ball, it belongs up front. But it's a nice combination, 1, 3, 5 right up front, because those are going to spray off and pretty much come back to center table pretty easily. I like to put the 2-ball directly across from wherever the 3-ball is, and then after that, the rest of them just really don't matter. I tend to like putting the 8-ball in the back personally, so the 8, 1, 8, 9, they're right behind each other, because that 8-ball is going to get sprayed out and moved into a nice position. So when you rack up the rack like that, pretty much just keep the 2 and the 3 across somewhere on one of these sides, throw the 5 up front, and that is pretty much... There is nothing else. Now, don't cheat. Don't try to loosen one of the back balls up a little bit because, oh, that's going to make the 9-ball go in the corner. You know what? You know you're cheating. That's pretty stupid. You want a nice tight rack. However, keep in mind, even if the rack isn't very tight like here, I'm going to, just for this demonstration real quick, that's a pretty sloppy, loose rack. And you people don't have to be banging balls on the table because you want to make something stick. But just watch. If somebody gives you a really garbage rack, for the sake of not panicking, if you hit a half a tip above center, hit a nice perfect center hit, look, it doesn't matter. That was the worst rack. And look, they're open. They're open. Okay, so stop thinking if the rack's not tight and all this dramatics. And trust me, once you just find every table has a sweet spot that changes every day for every player. And if you can hit a few breaks to find out, don't just run to your favorite spot. Oh, I always break from here no matter what. The table may not be hot for you right there for that particular match at that particular time. Temperature, humidity, dirt, dust. There could be a number of reasons why you need to find out where on what part of the table do you break from, okay? Another quick thing I want to point out to you is how many of you dogged the winning ball, okay? The key ball and the winning ball, okay? These are the last 3 balls on the table. You play the key ball and make strategic position on the last ball. Many times the reason you dog the last ball is you don't make shape on a ghost ball. Pretend there's a 10 ball that's up next, or something else. So if you make shape on a ghost ball from the winning ball, you're going to play mentally in the same sequence that you had played in all the time when you were making, shot position, and so forth to win. Okay, Okay, let's go back to a quick drill that I showed you last week. We're going to redo it again. One of the first things you want to be able to do for yourself, and again, I'm going to show you a couple of real quick drills, so heads up, pay attention. Just put any ball in any order and put them on each of the diamond spots right here, okay? And there you go. Now, this particular setup right here, you're going to start with the one ball in hand, and what you're going to try to do from here is you're going to run out, okay? So a couple of shots here, okay? You're going to take the one ball on the side, and then you're going to have to move up here for the 2 ball, then the 3 ball, then the 4, then the 5, and so forth. Another way you want to try this drill is actually put the balls in sequential order, okay? There's the 1, and then there's going to be the 2 is here. Yeah, I guess it's there, right? And then the 3, and then you'll have in this position here, I know the 9's going to be there, and the 8. So we'll go ahead, followed by the 7, and the 6, and the 5, and the 4. Look, they're that set up. Now take them and run them out in order. So this is the easier approach to start with, although none of these drills are easy. You have to work on them. So you start with the 1 ball in the corner, take your time, come back, make position for the 2. If you make a really tough shape like that, try to make it out. Go with the 2 to the 3. I know I'm going to need to use my bazooka and a Q extension to be able to reach that. If you want to, you can take the same drill and do what I like to call the crisscross. Okay, and that's what's going to happen here is you're going to take this and then you're going to go forward like this. And then you're going to 1, then the 2, then the 3's got to go backwards, then the 4. And so the cue ball's got to get on the opposite side of the table each time, okay? That is a few wonderful drills on how to just basically control balls from mid-table. Here's another really exciting drill. A lot of you ask me, look, how can I learn to start getting better at running out the 9-ball rack? Here's the first thing you can do. Start racking up 7, 8, 9, okay? And then break 10 racks and see how many times you could run out the 7, 8, 9. Then go ahead and add the 6 ball to that little equation and take it and put the 6, 7, 8, 9 like that, okay? And then take 10 racks and then gauge yourself. Can you run out 3 out of 10? Can you run out 8 out of 10? Okay, then go ahead and add the 5 ball to it. Put the 5 up front, the 6, the 7, put the 9, maybe put the 8 behind it. Put it wherever you want. And then 10 racks and run that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? Then add the 4 ball into the equation. Then go here and you can put a little triangle together. Okay? Then run that. Run 10 of those. Start to see where is your skill. Keep score and see at what point were you getting in trouble. But this is a fabulous exercise for building up more. Okay? Here's something else that a lot of players get in a whole lot of trouble with, okay? Again, I'm going to give you these first before I talk a little bit about more strategy. A lot of players have a lot of trouble understanding the process of key ball to winning ball. Just work with these 2 balls on the table, just the 8 and the 9 ball. And, you know, there's a variety of ways you can do this, okay? You could just, you know, randomly go like this and just throw them on the table and just wherever they land, okay, that's where you're going to shoot from. And then from there, you just want to be able to say, okay, how would I going to play this 8 ball and what am I going to do? So maybe you're going to take it, put it down into the corner, and then hold the cue ball back here and make the 9. Now, you missed a shot. What are you going to do? At that point, I'm going to say, okay, put it right back. Now, here's where I recommend when you're doing this drill, always work with some chalk. Put a spot right there on the table. Put a spot right there on the table. And then you're gonna color the table just a little bit, and then come back down here and keep hitting. You might use a whole variety of other ways that you intend to do this. But until you can put that ball in, make position, this might be right here a great 1-hour workout. Now there might be something else going on, but if these are the last 2 balls on the table, and this is all you've got to work with, and you just keep saying, man, why do I keep hitting that ball high, 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 high? Then I'm gonna suggest, oh, guess what? The drill just taught you a shot you don't really know. So how do you do this? It's always the 1, 2, 3 strike rule. You just take out the whole rack of balls and you put them there And this is why this is so critical, working out this key ball exercise. Because now all you're going to do is you're just going to take shot after shot after shot after shot, not until you can finally make it, but until you just can't miss it. And then what do you do after that? Okay, when you're finally hitting the balls pretty decent, then go ahead and just throw them back out on the table one more time and start all over and just continue running key ball. Now when you get a real easy one like this, it's no big deal. Ball's kind of straight in, stop and make the 9 in the corner is pretty much it. The idea is some will be harder, some will be easier, but whatever they turn out to be, it might turn out to be something completely ridiculous like this. And if that's the case, then put yourself in a position, take the shot, whether you're going to make it or miss it, decide in advance, what do I want to do? Because whatever you want to do, once again, get the chalk, mark the spot, and say, okay, where do I want this cue ball to land? Okay, I want this cue ball to land somewhere around there. Or you want it to land somewhere in this big circle. One of the key things you need to remember, especially when it comes to key ball to the winning ball, is what is the direction the cue ball is going to move in to get into position. Is it going to follow the approach zone or the conflict zone? Oh, what's that? Good question. So what I want to teach you here, because this is where so many players get in trouble. They don't really understand. Now, you could probably shoot this ball in the pocket from here, here, here. Let's pick even somewhere else. Maybe even here. And you'd be pretty good, right? You could probably make that from any one of these positions. So from this position here, okay, right into there. Let me grab my sticks, show you. If I could get this cue ball to land anywhere from in here to in here, then I know I can shoot that 9 ball and make the ball. Okay, if I can get this cue ball to come anywhere like this and come in, this is the approach zone. This is the approach zone. But so many times I see players, they go through the conflict zone. And what is the conflict zone? The conflict zone is when you want to get the cue ball to come down, back. Look, you're out of the zone. Now you got to come back, and now you got to try to get back into the approach zone. Instead of circling right in the approach zone, think of an airplane coming back into the air, okay, into the landing. It comes in, it comes around, and it takes the approach, and it comes in, and it lands. It doesn't go like this and then turn. Why do you do that with a cue ball? The same thing is true. So this player here who takes a more wild approach, okay, and whether it works or not is beside the point. Look, you could have hit these points. You could have gotten in a lot of trouble. You're not always going to come around that and be so perfect like that. You're not the drill instructor. Okay, so, but you could be. Now, on the other hand, to shoot that shot smarter, not harder. From this point here, you might go ahead and take this approach and decide, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually take the shot and I'm going to turn it in and I'm going to go this way and come in from this approach, okay? You might decide to take the same shot and circle back around this way, tighter, okay? Whatever that's going to be, think about your approach zone versus crossing the conflict zone. That's really, really important, okay? So, last thing I'm going to teach you about how to win at 9 ball, okay? So what's going to happen is we're running out of time, so let's go ahead and just pretend, oh, what a great break. Nice job. Okay, so here you are out on the table. We got a 1 ball. We're going to put that over there. We're going to have that like somewhere like right around there. Okay, and here I am on the 1 ball, okay? Same exact rule we had last week. Can you see 3? Can you see 3 perfectly clear open shots? So I got the 1 ball to the 2. So I can follow down. If I can squeeze way in here, I can see that 3 ball, okay? So we'll come over here and we'll shoot this 1 ball and we'll put it in the side pocket. Then we'll come over here and we'll shoot. Now, can I see the 2 ball? And if I can make shape and get down here for the 3 ball so I can squeeze in there, can I get back up here for the 4 ball? So far what's happening is if you can see 3 open shots, you're on offense. That's the key. If you can't see 3 clear open shots, not because you got to come with a good one, you got to really get lucky, you got to work that cue ball so hard, you can see 3 crystal clear shots. If you can't see 3 shots, you're on defense. That's all there is to it. How do I know when I'm on offense or defense playing 9-ball? Not because you don't see a shot, but because you don't have 3 clear shots. And that is the magic, because if you could focus on 3 clear shots, if you don't see 3, then either that first, second, or third ball, you're on defense. Figure out which one you can use to jam up your opponent beautifully. Jam him up good. You're going to come back to the table. The secret to being successful is, yes, ball making, especially great position play on your key ball and your winning ball, but control the table, control your opponent. Control the table, control your opponent. The mental game is 50% of your strategy. Utilize it. Utilize it. Don't let your mental game just be tossed to and fro like water in the ocean. Come on, man, you're not wishy-washy. Play smart. Play smart. You are there to win, not make friends. You'll do that. You keep winning, you'll make all the friends you want. The bottom line is you want to play smart. When you're competing, you have only one mindset, one mind. After that, you're just everybody's nice guy or lady, okay? Listen, that's the drill instructor way. You aim straight, you shoot straight, you split the pockets. That is the drill instructor way. I'm telling you, I look forward to seeing you guys. God bless you next week. Have an incredibly rested week. Love you. Bye-bye now. God bless you.